Hi, and welcome to the Warhammies. Today we're going to be running my Zealot Fanatic build. This is all about dodging with a knife and making every enemy on screen bleed. If you want to catch more 40k content, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into the build. For the loadout, we're going to be running a Mark III combat blade and a Mark VII combat shotgun. For the combat blade, we're going to be using Flesh Tearer and Precognition. Now for the perks on this, we're just going to be maxing out our critical hit chance and critical hit damage. This is because this build can get quite a high critical chance and we're going to be applying bleed to everything. For the combat shotgun, I like the Mark VII. Now this is just because it has a bit of additional range. It doesn't do as much damage, but I've got Flechette on it and full bore just so we can deal with enemies at range and still keep those bleed stacks up on larger targets that might have run away from us. For the Cuyos, I'm just running a 21% max health, 16% toughness to allow us to close down those range enemies, and then a max 3 stamina, and this is just to allow us to sprint a little bit more and have a bit more mobility with the combat blade. Let's have a look at the talents. So having a look, we're going to kind of be jumping down the right hand side of the tree really. So first pick up Backstabber. We're going to be more melee damage on backstab hits, which links into our tactical ability. Blood Redemption, so we're going to get some additional toughness replenishment on melee kills, but Scourge is what we really want here. Now this allows us to apply melee critical hits, apply bleed over time, and increases our critical chance on said enemies. So when you think about it, the build already, our knife already does loads of bleed, and every time we make him bleed, we're going to continue to apply that, and we get higher critical chance. Makes a nice little cycle, and we can kill enemies quickly. Get the toughness boost. Now I like Enduring Faith, just because we're going to be getting critical hits all the time, so we take less toughness damage. And Second Wind, just so when we dodge, we can regen toughness. Now moving down, Blades of Faith. Not a lot of people like Blades of Faith, and they're an absolute nightmare on controller because you can't remap it. So you won't see me using them too much, but they can be really effective at killing enemies that are running towards you, or a flamer, or something which is just out of reach and you don't want to use any shotgun rounds. Shoot down here. We're just going to branch off left quickly, picking up the toughness boost and the melee damage, just to get duelist, so we do extra weak spot and critical hit damage on a successful dodge, which we're going to be doing all the time. And Until Death. Until Death is a fantastic ability. It stops you from dying and can be those moments where something would insta-kill you like a Poxburster and you stay alive on 1 health. I can help you get to some Medicae or healing. So shooting back to the right, we're going to get Dance of Death. We have to pick this one up. Then we're going to get Irathi Swift. Enemy melee attacks can't stun you. And we consistently get some additional movement speed upon taking damage. Really handy when we're running around with a knife. Switch and get Good Balance. So we get additional damage reduction on dodge. And here we go. This one is a nice little mix with the shotgun, I suppose, because it's that additional damage to range backstab attacks. You can pick up Grievous Wounds if you want, but I've never found the Stagger to be that useful. I like in terms of the enemies still coming towards me so I can time my dodges better. We're going to pick up Loner here just because we have to, but it's relatively useful if you need to run quickly to the back line to go get a gunner. It's a good way to deal with them while still maintaining a bit of toughness regen. So moving down, pick up the stamina boost. Now we're going to pick up Shroud Field. Now Shroud Field is like most stealth abilities. Try not to use it as a panic button. What we're going to want to be using this for is to be able to close the gap between us and ranged enemies, or if we need to hit a bigger target with a confirmed critical hit. Really useful when you're dealing with monstrosities to get a nice stack of bleed on them when you charge up your stab attack. Don't pick up any of the upgrades because we don't need them. Get the melee damage boost, then get toughness damage reduction. Jump down and grab Faithful Frenzy, because we're going to want that melee attack speed. And then head left. Now the reason for this is we're going to have to pick up these. So pick up Punishment, Movement Speed, and Invocation of Death. Really useful, because we're going to be getting critical hits all the time, which means we're going to be regenerating our ability a lot. Now again, we're going to be picking up Blazing Piety. Now the reason for picking up Blazing Piety is it again increases our critical hit chance. But this time, we're going to run down the right hand side to get Fury Rising and Righteous Warrior. This is because it gives us additional 10%. So that gives us 25% critical hit chance overall. Really useful when dealing with enemies. Having a look at the knife, its moveset. The Mark III, you've got some slashes with a little stab at the end. And your charged attack is a single point damage stab. So we go over to Gunners and hit him in the head. 2 hits with a critical. For Maulers, it's pretty much the same. But what I want to show you what happens when we get a critical hit. As you can see, he's bleeding a lot. Now we haven't built this build up yet to get the additional critical hit chance. But quickly just showing you the shotgun. It's just something to be able to deal with the ranged enemies. It can one-shot basic enemies, and that's all we're using it for, really. And if you get a critical, it can apply some bleed. Last thing about the shotgun, it does have a slug round. That can be quite effective at range. So if you pin down, make sure to load it up and shoot an enemy with it. For the knives, we just throw them. If you get a headshot, they do a lot of damage. They're not that effective against carapace armor though. Once we kill 25 enemies, we'll get an increased crit chance. And as you can see, it makes our melee weapon, basic attack, very effective against armor targets. It also means that when we get a stabbed kill, like a headshot, on certain enemies, it will kill them. On the larger ones, it can stack up quite nicely. But when you're getting that between headshots, it can do a fair amount of damage. Lastly, is the invisibility stealth. The backstabs do a lot, and they apply 8 stacks of bleed because of our blessings. The knife does have this little punch. Now there are certain builds that can increase crit chance, but we're not using them. For rages, it does a fair amount of damage. Normally 2 stabs with 2 criticals can kill them. To regen the knives in this build, just kill specials. As you can see, they're slowly going up. But that's all there is to this build. It's nice, simple, and easy to use. Main thing is just make sure you're using Shroud Field to close the distance with gunners and not as a panic button. I really liked the Acadian Guardsman kind of skin for the Zealot I'm currently using. But remember, with the knives, you can use the melee attack to speed up. However, don't zoom off from the team, because, you know, you do need them. But when you're in stealth field, it can be a quick way to get you moving. Okay. Now with this build, we have to build up to those 25 stacks. So what we can do... Oh. It's just, I was waiting for them to get to me. There we go. Building up that crit chance. I think shooting them before I get to them. Oh. So when you get enemies like this, just make sure to dodge so we can get that extra damage. You can see my buffs stacking up at the bottom there. There's quite a few of them. Okay. We got them all up. Oh, we'll get him with it. But the ability recharges really quickly, so I wouldn't... See, it's already half regen. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Oh. Oh. Bit of damage there. But no, I never used to kind of meld with the knives until I actually started to... Oh. So, when you get a horde, just dodge from side to side. Just mashing with the attack button. As you can see. Oh. Where's that trapper? That's what I'm... Oh. We need to get out of this fire. There we go. This is a build you do have to pay a lot of attention while playing, though. It's not one, so if I do stop talking randomly through the video, there is a reason. Knife Zealots on controller are an interesting build, but it's all fun. Hound? Go get our teammate. The main thing about this build is you can use the knife to kind of run between points on your team. Really handy, but make sure don't leave people behind. You are one big team at the end of the day, and you never know. This Arthur gentleman here might end up saving the team. You just bayonet. I've heard about that bayonet. I've had a few commenters mention that I should run it for a bit of fun. So maybe you'll get a Krieg veteran build at some point. Boom. So what we're going to do, go invisible. Just wedge towards them. Cool. Where's that teammate? I do. Go invisible. There's some gunners here. I want to get rid... Oh. There's a lot of dogs coming my way. And this is one of the main perks of this build. We can dodge. I'm trying my hardest. Oh, I knew that one was good. Oh, uh-oh. Just need someone to shoot the dog off. Thank you. See? I knew Arthur would come in handy. Why we look after the team. Hey, where you going? That bayonet looks really effective. Push. There we go. And you can load up this shotgun with a nice slug round every time. But it's effective enough to one-shot most enemies. Oh, that's a big point. Right, clear these enemies. Gonna switch and stab in the back. Just make sure you're getting those dodges off. There we go. Look at that. Look how much health I just knocked off with a basic backstab. Very nice, isn't it? I remember never thinking, like when I started this game, that I would never be able to run a Knife Zealot build. I just thought, no, it's far too fast-paced. But no, actually, it's turned out to be a really fun build, and it's a challenging one, because a lot of people think, oh no, you have to be good to play a Knife Zealot build. Yes, you have to understand the dodging practicalities of everything, but actually the additional dodge is a great way of learning how to operate in the game. And the additional movement is huge. But here's to all the naysayers saying that you can't be a Knife Zealot on controller. Yeah, I'll nab it. I've got some competitive health. Bump. There we go. Oh. Let's go. Tap. Tap. Wait, what? There we go. Oh. Switch out to the knife. Absolutely fine. Don't want to back ourselves into a corner like our teammate has done there. We need the space to dodge, and that's an important point about this build, is make sure you have that space. If you don't, you're going to get cornered very quickly. There we go. See, look how quickly we just killed that Crusher, and our ability is almost back. The one thing I would potentially you could add to this build is the 6 seconds of invisibility, but I've tried to teach myself not to use that, because otherwise it will teach you bad habits. And you'll use it, and really, when you should be popping the attack, essentially means that I'm forcing myself to not use it as a panic button. Slash, 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 slash. Stab. Oh. Good thing that dog just ever so partially hit me. I had no idea it was behind me. Right. Down. Trying to get... Oh. Where'd he go? Wanted to kind of pop his back there. There's the teammate who's down. Yeah, I've actually not really used the shotguns in Darktide until I started kind of prepping for this build, and I've got a veteran one planned as well. But I actually really like them. I used to really struggle with them, Because I think I was, like, not switching out to my melee weapon, and, like, inherently when using a shotgun, you're like, no, you should be using this at point-blank range. Oh. Good job, Arthur. Where is that one? Spies, pox bombers. Oh. Oh, I thought I took 3 shots. Wow. Oh. Slash, slash, slash. Oh. And sometimes just switch to your ranged weapon just to get rid of the rages. But again, even just going invisible just to close that gap will prevent you from taking all that additional toughness damage that you would have done. Something just hit me. Right, I'm going to nab that Medico if no one else wants it. Ah, it's already been taken. Alright. Where be the enemies? What have we got? I'll have that. Alright, let's go back and help Arthur again. Where's that box burster? So don't. Could just push it. So you are having trouble learning how to dodge. I would always recommend just try playing some of the difficulties with a knife, because it's got such a kind of like nice dodge range. There's a word I'm looking for and I can't remember it off the top of my head. Forgiving, that's it. It's got such a forgiving dodge range. Oh. Not the point. Oh. Don't need health anyways. Oh, there's some guys spawning behind. As you can see, this build is really effective. Especially when you get those crit stacks up. Wouldn't be normal. Well, we learned from my Plasteel venture last video. This is why I really like the shotgun. I know a lot of people don't like the lower mark. But it's, while it does do lower damage, the... Oh. Keep on hearing these. They're just all spawning from the same entrance. Alright, we'll carry on. Go on, Arthur, give me a... Don't fancy fighting a demon host, though.
Battle of the material kind is thine, arena. Battle for a soul is mine.
So by using the invisibility there, I've managed to kind of distract the gunners from my team to allow them to kind of mop up. Okay. Oh! Well, I might as well use some of my knives. They are very hard to use on controller, but it's almost similar to aiming with certain guns. I'm more worried about kind of the kick attack from specials more than anything else, really, because I'm well aware. There we go. So I like the additional reload speed on the shotgun as well, because it does take a while to fully reload. That's another part of this build. Make sure... Oh! Didn't know that was a spawn location. But make sure that you're reloading it as often as you can in the downtime, because the last thing you want is to be kind of realizing, going, I have no shotgun shells left. We'll get the crafting mats for the dogs. Nope. I was just kind of hoping things would run past me, and hence why I was hoping that I'd get the hits. Yes. Oh, just jump over my head. Oh, so he can throw me. I can go get him with my... So this is another point of the invisibility. Oh, uh-oh. Next time, when you run around corners blind, I did that in the last video as well. Just make sure there's not a poxburster, as that keeps on happening consistently. Oh. Yeah, if you get the headshots with this thing, it's an effective ranged weapon. Very conscious about my low health, but I know there's a Medicae in the next room, so... Oh no! Keep on running into things. The issue when you're zooming around the map is sometimes you're running before you can think. Right, I'm gonna go run, get the Medicae. What's in the box? Steel. Stab, stab, stab. Let's push up. Grenades. Where's the poxbus? What we're going to do is head back here where the gunners can't get us, because... Cross-map throwing knife! Bring back to those good old Call of Duty days. Get your weapons out. Aha, I got one. Stay down. They seem to be drawing their weapons. Oh. Okay, so we can go get them. What we're going to have to do... There we go. And that's the perk about the 3 seconds, with the ever so slightly increased revive speed. I'll get you in a sec, buddy. Anyone get them up? There we go. Beautiful. Oh. Well, we won't be doing the interrogator for a little while. There we go. That's why I like this shotgun. It's got that additional range that you need. Ooh. Was not expecting that. Nice. Oh, we'll try a slug round. Oh, yes. I'm coming, Arthur. Oh, I'm stuck. The main thing about this is just make sure you keep on moving. I don't know if there was a shout there or... Oh. Alright, start loading up those slug rounds. There we go. Oh, that's a lot of gunners. Right, we need to start getting rid of them. Mm-hmm. Where's that flamer? Right, let's start getting some of those gunners so we can get to the elevator. As long as we're getting criticals. Oh, no! Ah! I was about to say, as long as we're getting criticals, we're dodging. But that's not the case. Different build. Look at that. Yeah, very nice. Oh, got hunting grounds, noble blessed, and reduced ability cooldown. Show me your war face. Ah! The quality of the memes I find funny nowadays are just terrible. It's bad. Alright. Alright, team, stick together. Oh, that's an old meme as well now I think about it. What we're going to do, pop visibility and run at them. And realise your entire team deals with them before you can get to them. Yeah, I'll take out those two. Yeah. Where is the sniper? Tab. That'll be useful for later. Don't shoot in there. Onwards. Yeah, the build's really effective, even just the range damage. Oh. There we go. Please don't wake the demon host. We don't need to go that way. We'll just run past it.
This way.
Try and get your headshots on there. I appreciate I'm aiming at the body shots there just because I really don't want it to clip past towards the demon host. So I can see a Reaper back here who I'm going to try and get rid of. The reason I'm running in here like an absolute maniac is so I can dodge from side to side, pop my invisibility, and just cause the ranged enemies from a team to focus me. Oh dear. That went wrong. Ah, that might actually be the death of me. I think that's going to be the death of me. I got too cocky there. That is my own fault. Oh no, and the hunting grounds just started. So, don't do that with the Knife Zealot build is really there. I thought my team were behind me. That is my own fault. But entirely my own fault. And it's one of these things. If, you know, it's okay to go down in Darktide. Don't ever think you have to play, you know, perfectly without that happening. Because look, I've had a really good game, but one little mistake can cause everything to go wrong. Thank you very much. Poxbuster's gone that way. Rage is dead. I really did it, you know, it's a tactical move to get more shotgun ammo, which is what I did. But it is a really important point to mention, like, you know, just make sure you know where your team are. That goes for any Darktide build or any Darktide gameplay. So my team seems to be struggling with something back here. So we'll head back. Maybe not dead. There we go. You see, here at the Warhammies, when we go down properly. Moving on. Oh. Got him. So even backstabbing from the front is still useful because it gives you, you know, all that extra finesse damage.
Look at that drop. No turning back.
This is a job for your data interrogators. Break through the traitors' conditioning and align this.
Ooh. I will nab that one. Thanks. Ah, beat you to it.
Data inbound. Continue. Defend.
Ah, I think you could fool me, Poxbuster. A lot of gunners. And it's not one of the special abilities. Just a lot of scab gunners. Where's that dog?
Master of mankind, ease my wounds.
Nope, I heard that and dodged straight back into it. So when they're behind you, you always have that certain little chance to think, yeah, I'm dodging the right way. And it looks really cool when you play it back, but, you know, what you don't see is all the times it goes wrong. Nope. It blew him up. The alarm. Don't let it grab me. Beautiful. Hey! I've been sitting on needing to do one of those for a long time, but it doesn't count on the new mission if it's one of the bombs. That's what I need to chase down. There we go. We got him. Pop invisibility and head back to the tomb. But we can also survive here, and I'll show you just for a little bit with the coherency. So with that extra toughness regen we have on our abilities, especially on successful dodge, you'll keep your toughness up. Start throwing some knives, I suppose.
Finally, everything's green from here.
There we go.
Transmission.
I think you can get me, Trapper. That ain't happening. Need to try out that Hellbore lasgun. Never really used it. Let's go. So there we go. That's another build video for you guys done today. I hope you enjoyed my Zealot Fanatic build. It can really showcase that a Knife Zealot can work on controller. You just have to be careful about what you're doing. And remember, don't rush off like the team like I did near the end of that video. It was a perfect mission up until then. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the content. And if you want to catch more, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll be running through more Darktide build videos, and I really hope that you enjoy them. Anyways, have a good day and happy hobbying.